Hi everyone, welcome to another video. This one, haven't decided what fly I'm going to tie here, but anyway, I'm going to show you 3 flies here. I've got a jig hook, Nymph, this one, an emerger, and the dry. Now, fishing the other day there, and I was fishing all 3 flies. Started off with the emerger and the Nymph, fishing is like the kind of emerger, like a dry dropper if you want to call it. This one and this one. I've changed to this one at one point and then changed back to the emerger. So both of these were working no matter how, when I fished them. The reason I changed is I ran out of the emerger. It was one of the main reasons because I caught up the tree, lost it a couple of times. Basically hooked a fish and both sets, had 2 sets of flies went up the tree after losing the fish. It just pinged up into the branches. So lost the flies. So lost a few nymphs. I actually lost 5 nymphs and 4 dry flies. So it was a good job of tie flies, as they say. But anyway, it's just what happens sometimes. There's days or weeks and weeks you can go by, you just don't lose anything, and then suddenly in one day you could lose quite a few. It's just the way things went and the fishing went. It was good fun, but anyway, I'm sitting tying them. The jig head is just a small, basically it's like a stone clinger style type nymph, if you want to call it. It's very good for March browns. It's good even for the olives coming off. They'll still take it for when the olives are hatching. Emerger as well. They tend to, especially the March browns coming off, go more for an emergent type fly. It's always worth having this style. This is just a dynamite Hare but with extended body. And this is a dynamite Hare. The way I tie it, I like to put a tail underneath the body just to give a wee bit extra colour and more like the dry itself. These work extremely well for me. Now, I haven't got an emerger, so basically these are 3 different styles, obviously. You can tie whatever fly you're trying to represent using the styles, obviously. Whether it's a dark olive, medium olive, iron blues, pale marlin duns, even, I mean, you can go as small as you like, but you can get away with blue-winged olives even. I'm not sure about the bead. You can get very small beads, but you can use a weighted nymph. But the same styles, and again, and there is in-betweens between these. There's obviously wet flies and so on. But these are the type of fly that I've been fishing the last few times I've been out, and the most productive flies that I've obviously had in my box. So I'm going to tie the emerger. Hook choice, because it's a March brown, it's quite a big fly. You're looking sometimes, if it's a standard hook, size 12. But in this case I'm going to be using this Czech nymph as a hook, and I actually use the same in the dry fly. I like the wide gape on this hook. It's a size 14. Great hook to use. I use it in a lot of flies, a lot of dries and in different sizes, and it holds extremely well. The point, if you're using a barbless hook, I like to have this wee curl at the point there. Now I'll zoom in a wee bit so you can see a wee bit closer. There we are. Make sure I'm in the middle. Excuse me while I move the camera. That looks fine. Now the hook, thread I'm using, the stickers off it, but it's a uni thread and it's an 8/0 in Lt-Cahill. I mean, you can get away with brown, you can get away with orange. It works in this fly. Lt-Cahill, I like the colour. It's just a nice pale olive, a pale yellow, sorry. So I just waxed my thread, come down. Now this fly, but it's come down to the pointed hook, can have a gold rib as well, but I'm going to be using what they call clear wrap. I forgot to lift it out. Where is it? Now the clear wrap is this. Sorry, Uni-Mylar Clear. It's a number 14. It's a medium size. Now what I do is remove it and I give it a wee stretch when it's still on the spool, and it reduces by half. Just lightly do it. Keep it for other flies. You can keep it the medium width if you want, but in this I do reduce it. It will reduce by around about half if you stretch it. So we catch this on the way down. As I say, you can use a small gold rib on this, or even pearl works. Gold rib is probably close to the original though. Now, what I've got here, I'm just going to show you. This is a packet of, but it's basically, it's Hare's dubbing. Body fur, I think, more than anything. It's a lovely dubbing. If you imagine you've got that. Now, I've blended it already, right. I'm going to show you how I blend. Well, I'm going to do it by hand. I've got a dyed, this is a dyed olive. It's a light or a pale olive. CDC feather. I've got some, this is just a UV flash. See that purpley colour. This one's, where you go, sorry, F&F. Now I'm going to take a couple of strands of this. Get some of the dubbing. Now I usually, obviously, I blend it in a blender, but just to show you, and I'll set that down just now. I'm going to remove the CDC. Just leave the hackle at the tip of that there, that's good for a hackle. So I remove these, trim them on my desk. Now the CDC feathers I get from a company in Ireland, and Premier England, they sell the CDC, but I'll put a link in the video below. Now there's the three fibres together. So we've got the hare's fur, we've got UV flash, we've got the CDC, and we just blend it within with fingers. Now the flash is quite long. Now normally I would trim it, but you can break it within your fingers. I trim it to the length of the fibre, around about an inch or so. I would say an inch because it's enough to twist round the fibre. So there's one blend, so we've naturally just done it ourselves. Now, as I say, I usually sit down and put a few fibres together, build up a good packet's worth. So anyway, that's the dubbing. Just lightly dub it onto your thread for the body. Body can be as light or as heavy as you like for this fly, because it's not as you like, but it's got to be tapered. Now I'm just going to get it anchored to the hook so that I can then twist. And then I can work my way up. Like, as I say, I can be tapered. I'll keep it thin. Now I like it, like a reasonable taper in it. How do we drop more? You want to come up to, you're in line with the point of the hook. Just drop the fibre back here. The long fibre there, I'm just going to trim. Now get yourself, if you get a brown marker pen, a permanent marker, or maybe a Sharpie pen or so, that brown. Just the side that touches the hook, so if you imagine when you go to wind it up, you'll see how it naturally, it's the side you want to touch the hook with. Colour it brown. Brown or black, it's actually, I've tried the black, it works too. Black's very good for caddis. I mean, this is a great caddis fly as well. See, when there's caddis coming off, this fly will work for you. So we secure that in. Gives it a very good quill effect. Any of the longer fibres, just take them out. Just lightly. A nice body with that. If you want as well, I like times just to brush it with a bit of Velcro towards the back. Just to bring out some of the CDC fibre. It's nice and soft. It looks okay. Now I did recently get asked about the yarns. The yarn I'm using, I'm using the ultra dry yarn in Mahogany. I'm using, this is from Fully Mill, the Parapost yarn in tan. So that's the main two colours that I'm using to get the sort of a March brown type colour. Now what I've got here is 2 strands of the tan and 1 strand of brown. So there's 3 strands there. And what I've done as well, I've brushed in each strand separate to open it out. Then I've put them together, and then I brush them. I'm never really too fussy. Bringing these together. Now, this will float the fly. Now, I can get away with a couple of sort of 2 strands in most of the flies, especially if I'm representing just the normal fly itself, and it will hang a dry, if you're fishing a dry dropper. The question was how much do I have to put on so that you can support, say, a tungsten bead, like a 2.5 like that one. Now this is this 3 strands anyway for this size of fly, a fly as big as this. Now in a smaller fly I could probably get away with 2, even though I maybe still be using the same weight, I can get it to float. It's maybe put enough hackle on. You've got to make sure you've got enough hackle to float the fly as well, so that you've got the combination of the wing and the hackle should float the fly. The material at the back as well. So anyway, just to experiment. I mean, I use a muslin, just a silicone muslin, just a cream, I rub it with my finger and then put it onto the fly and it floats fine. You can see it online, you can see me fishing it, the video. Now I will put the link to this video that I actually fished these flies as well below. Now put a good inch over the front and then come down. Sorry, I tamed my thread to the midway, halfway up from the point of the hook. So between the eye and the point I put the thread so that I can get the wing where I want it. So we've got this, the mix at the back. Now I'm going to show you can taper it long. I've got different lengths. You can make it thin, you can make it thick. I've basically tried different ways just to see what it's like. It's up to yourself. Just get the shape that you want and you're happy with. You'll get a blend or a style that catches for you. Now what I normally do is come over the top, just lower the wing down first, out the way. You want a straight cut. But what I normally do is I push the fibre towards the hook and then it kind of opens it out so that I can basically trim it to the area I want it to be. There we are. And now if it's too heavy, obviously, a wee bit square at the end, you can then taper it. Use your fingers, you can take the edges away. So, I mean, by doing this, you're giving just the impression of a shuck, or the nymph body shape, if you want to call it. Just put it on both sides. You can see that. Now, as I say, you can make it stop at the back of the hook. You can make it come slightly further. You can make it as thin as you like. Looking at what I feel is nice, that'll give a good impression. May have to move the hook around, so I've got to turn it so I can see it a wee bit better. You can step it, cut it like in steps. As I say, I like a straight cut along the top, gives you a taper cut. Now you need to fill this here, so we're back to our dubbing, our blend. Just tidy that area up. Now you could do lots of things here. If you want to even represent caddis or midge, even, this is a great style. You can put hopper legs in there. It's another thing you can do. Now this is a Grizzle hackle dyed. It's actually a brown olive, believe it or not, but it's a vineyard brown olive I use. It's not much of a bit of the dye in there, it's just a tiny bit, and it gives you this nice yellowy colour. You want a good length of fibre. So yeah, you're looking for a fibre. If you put the shank, the stem in line with the shank at the top, release the point of the hook, and it could be a wee touch more. You get away with a parachute hackle quite wide to give a good imprint, and that's what you're looking for. So we wax our thread. Just we want to tie it in front of the wing, and you want to bear the stem so that you have to post it with the wing and the hackle together. So you need some of the bare stem to come up the wing. So you come in and you just basically post it by winding up. Just hold the wing as you come round, take the thread up. Now the depends how much hackle you want. Now you have to, as I say, the hackle floats the fly as well as the fibre, so you need to make sure you get enough hackle. And then if you're doing a parachute hackle, you do a turn, then the next one should be underneath, and you keep going down till you've got enough hackle. There's a good 5 turns there. Now I usually then, the hackle's on my side, I bring it down beside the thread, I lift the hackle fibres out the way, I just basically change the hackle over to these fingers, catch it, and then make sure that it's secure by a good half dozen or more turns. Come in, trim away. Now you could do the other way, to just you'd put dubbing in front and then you would do your hackle and then tie off underneath the hackle, but this is the way I like to do it. I've never had any issue, maybe not win any pictures for looks, but it's a good fishing fly. So you want a wee touch more dubbing just to tidy that area up. Now just again, you want to lift your hackle fibres out the way. You come from the eye up into towards the, maybe drop more, towards the hackle. I like fibre in here, so because you get that nymph effect. Thread to the front. Just rub this on. The varnish onto the thread about a centimetre down from the eye. Again, hold everything back, wet finish. Tighten up. Trim away your thread, sorry. Just a wee check underneath there. I like to make sure there's no extra fibres there. There is an emerger, so I know it's dubbing on the body, but it does, the hook will draw it down, draw it round or down into the water. Press the hackle back down, because you do lift it up and you're moving it out the way. Just nice and tight. Now the width, the wing length towards the back of the body. Now you can cut it straight or you can cut it at an angle just to get a kind of like a wing-like shape. Don't be shy with the wing length. You want to be able to see it. And there we go. That's the emerger. That was the fly I was using. See what that looks a nice shape. So you've got the body-like shape. Even though it doesn't have a tail, it still gives the impression of the body. You can reduce it, as I say. There's one that's a wee bit shorter. I did tie it purposely to show you that you could have it much towards the back of the hook. It's up to yourself. You can have it quite dumpy like, it helps to float the fly. Or you can give more of an impression of the nymph or the shuck of the fly. So anyway, that's the dry fly, that's the emerger. So anyway, there you are. Hope you enjoyed that. And as I say, take the same fly. You want to, I'll just zoom out a wee bit so you can see these. So you've got the nymph, obviously the emerger and the dry. And you'll not go far wrong. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that. And again, thanks for watching.